Here's the big thing. Johni Broome with his second, quote unquote, major significant injury of the season. The first time being that elbow, the different elbow that he'd injured in the past. He comes back the game after that, even because there was a long delay during the non-conference play. So thankful that he was able to come that. But here he trips over some feet coming down from a rebound situation and does that classic, you roll your ankle thing. I can't watch these things, Austin. Like, I've had so many rolled ankle injuries from playing basketball all my years. It's just, I cringe every time. And I was begging SEC Network, please stop showing it. I get it didn't break, but please stop showing it. Please stop showing that agony on Johni Broome's face. The shoulder situation was bad, but this one was that immediate, just I'm in pain, and you had to feel bad for Johni.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, it wasn't a break, but we didn't know at that point.
Right.
And so I was surprised they showed it as many times as they did. But like you said, I got worrisome when I saw his reaction and that kind of, oh, my foot doesn't look like it's supposed to look kind of worry. And obviously we weren't privy to what all he was thinking or what we could have the best angle at it. But definitely one of those. Or the second time, I guess, this season, feeling we're like, did we just lose our guy? And it looks like, from what Auburn has put out, we might not have for the rest of the year, but there's a significant time component here that we'll have to see how long it is.
Yep.
But I think it was an official ankle sprain.
I have the official statement. Yeah, this is the official from the SID for men's basketball. Auburn senior All-American Johni Broome underwent an MRI this morning, which revealed a non-surgical ankle sprain. Others have reported via their sources that was confirmed a low ankle sprain, which is the better of that. Yes. High ankle sprains usually are worse, require more recovery. Low ankle sprains are pretty bad too. Personal experience here, but we're talking about games as opposed to, I think, weeks, month. Now, this is the second year this year injury that he has had. I would much rather they take it slow with Johni. They didn't last time, and it worked out. So I'm not going to question the staff or anything like that. But this ankle injury we got to have this guy ready to go.
Yeah,
I'm worried for him.
I agree. I think that this is going to be something that they understand just how big ankles are for big guys, especially. Not to say a shoulder or elbow is not, but it's a different world when you're messing with, or you're talking about something you have to, he's running up and down the court. Sure. If it were me, and I have no medical background at all whatsoever, my sister and my father have that in the family, and they're far better than I am, far smarter than I am too. If it were me, I'm saying, let's just hold out until February 15th in Tuscaloosa. That's a whole month.
Wow.
I recognize that's a long time, but I think with these ankle sprains, from what I understand, there's so much importance placed on the rehab and recovery, how aggressive he can be with that. Now, we all know the competitor Johni Broome is, and we know that he wants to be back out on the court. Heck, he came back out physically on the court just to be a part of the final seconds.
What a great shot.
And for the prayer. Yeah. I loved it so much. And so I think that there's no one else who wants to be out there for Auburn and out there for his brothers than Johni Broome. But he definitely needs to make sure he's all right and all figured out. So if it's me, there's a tough slate coming up. There's a tough slate in the next month, but there's also, I think, high aspirations for this team to do things at Auburn, where they love to say they want to make history, right? For Auburn to do. I would be crushed if it cost him National Player of the Year. But I think that there are big things on the horizon for this Auburn team, and a few games without him might not be the worst thing.
Which is a great point.
We all know how deep this team is, and they pride themselves on that. But at this point, people are going to have to step up to replace an All-American presumed National Player of the Year at this time is not going to be easy. So for Dylan Cardwell, Chaney Johnson, Jaheim Hudson, those guys are going to be tested against some major competition here over the next couple of weeks without him.
If you want to shut down all detractors about whether Auburn is worthy of the number one spot, and they're going to take a loss, folks. Like, you need to go and prepare yourself. This whether
with or without him, yes,
with or without. So that's going to come, and that conversation is going to continue throughout the year. But if you want to continue that narrative and prove that we are for real, this is the opportunity for the team to do that. What happens? I've been asking this question all week on social media. What happens to this team when you lose the National Player of the Year as things currently stand? what happens to this basketball team? They answered test number 1, being already down to South Carolina at their place with all the momentum that they had and losing him. They passed that test. Can they continue to do that? Only time will tell. But that's a good thing about a whole season. You play it out and you get the full narrative and you don't just react to one instant. But for now, Johni got about the best prognosis we could expect or hope for based on what we saw, and we'll continue to monitor and update you guys as updates come. But good luck to the team in the meantime.
Yes.